Check it out, y'all. Check it out, y'all. Hey. What? Hands up, hands up. What? Hands up. Now just clap your hands, everybody. Get your arms up in space. And if you feeling the beat and you dress the fresh, somebody say, okay. 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 And you don't stop. Check it, a lottie-dottie. We put up a party with your abuelita, even your auntie. Feel it in your body, feel it in your oh so. We be mashing, so much passion. What more can I say? You'll keep it cracking all night long. Skip, scop, get a bopping. Ask the Green Tito. So fucking awesome. Jam in the van, keep your hands up. Oh my God. Clap to the beat, come on. Dancing. Bailar. Dice.
Hey, what's happening? Albuquerque, Nuevo Mexico. Soy Luisito de la Noche, Luis Hernández. That's right, folks. You guys listen to it. Also, Mali, ¿cómo come tu paleta? Come dos, come tres. That's right. Also, Motley will be here in beautiful Santa Fe, Nuevo Mexico, next Wednesday night at a beautiful venue facility they got up there, a place called Meow Wolf.
Really?
Yes. Oh. They will be out there, Meow Wolf.
I should go.
Yes, everybody should go. It is going to be a fabulous time. Then they will be here the next night, Thursday night, with there's a dual language conference that is happening here in the beautiful city of Albuquerque. And I just got to tell you, I am an Oso head. Natalie, are you an Oso head?
Yes.
Do you know what that means?
Oso Matlian?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, there you are. So we're just going to take a quick minute here. We're going to get ourselves situated. What is happening right now is we are going to broadcast the Spirit and Coffee episode right on the ABQ B2B page. And this is, simply put, we're testing it out. Natalie is going to start broadcasting her show here at the Kangen Water Studio, the live stream studios. And so she's here to basically see what it's all about, and see exactly how everything works and all that good stuff. So we're going to go and start some watch parties here. I'm going to start a watch party on my page. Did you figure out how to start a watch party yet?
I think so.
Okay.
I certainly hope so.
There you go, right?
I'm inviting people, I think.
We just got to make sure that we have good level. So, excuse me for a moment. Can you say hi to everybody, Natalie?
Hi, how are you guys? I think I need to look there. Is that correct? Okay. So I'm looking here to say hello to everybody. This is different for me. I'm used to like looking at my phone and seeing my own face, and now I'm looking at it iPad and not seeing my face. So I don't know.
Yeah, she's not seeing her face.
Do I look presentable? I hope so.
You do. So here's the thing. Here's the really cool part is that, I know that when you have the camera in front of your face, you're looking and you can see your own image.
That's right.
Then you tend to
talk to myself.
Talk to yourself, and you adjust your eyebrows,
my hair,
your nose hairs.
This is a great Spirit and Coffee right now.
It is. And so, the whole purpose of this song here, for you guys that are not familiar with Kangen Water, a collaboration has happened. Excuse my voice. A collaboration has happened with Depot over at the Paleta Bar and Timothy here at the Kangen Water store. And you can now purchase Paleta Bar paletas right here at the Kangen Water Store, 7400 Montgomery Boulevard, Northeast, right inside the Kangen Water Store. So not only can you get your alkaline 9.5 water here, which will do amazing things for you, but you can also purchase your very own paleta right here. We're just waiting on Tahir to come through with the donuts. I think that's what we're waiting on, right?
No, we're waiting for coffee.
Tahir, we need coffee out here.
Hello, this is Spirit and Coffee.
Yes,
not Spirit
okay.
and Donuts.
I just want to say what's up to Tahir. He's tuning in. Tahir, I know you're watching. This is Spirit and Coffee, and we have got all the spirit in the world.
But we need donuts and coffee.
We need donuts and coffee. And Coach, if you're watching, just pretend we didn't say donuts.
Oh yeah, Coach.
He'll know.
He'll know.
He'll know. Okay.
We're eating the healthy donuts, though.
Yeah,
They're
we're
really
gonna-
one bars that are made like donuts.
There's actually a donut flavored one bar. I don't know if you've
I
tried
like
it.
it, but I like the cinnamon bun better.
Do you like the cinnamon
I
bun
love
better?
The cinnamon bun. Oh
You know,
God.
my favorite is
Peanut butter.
No, the birthday cake.
Oh really?
Yes.
Oof. Yeesh.
It's like a birthday cake pop from Starbucks.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
not my favorite at all. Not even close.
We're talking all kinds of fun stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the ABQ B2B graphic that you guys see at the bottom of the page there. That's going to go away, and it's going to be replaced with this one here, which is Spirit and Coffee.
Yes.
With Natalie Pena.
Ah.
You're going to see that there, and then from time to time, we're gonna bounce that, and we're gonna just give you Natalie's handle on Facebook. Maybe we can even fish one out from Instagram from her.
Yes.
But we're gonna have a
Thanks.
little bit of fun with that here.
Yay.
We'll just go back and forth. But I'm gonna do the proper introduction.
Okay.
Right.
Yes. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, hold on. Let me get my deep voice. Let me sip my coffee. That is, of course, in my Dallas Cowboys cup.
Yay, you got your coffee.
I've got my Dallas Cowboys cup, who defeated the New York Giants last night in great fashion.
Salud.
Yes.
Cheers.
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 Cheers, coffee, and all you Cafecito fans. More
Yes.
importantly, all you Dallas Cowboys
There's
fans.
people coming on. Hello, Antonio. Hello, Randall. Hello, Michael.
There you
Hello,
go.
Jordan. Hello, John. Hello, Vanessa. Hello, Irving, Michelle, Rebecca. Let's see who else. Michelle, Brian. Hi. I don't know if you guys are still on here, but hi. Good morning.
They can certainly see you there,
Jordan.
and you can have conversations with them directly based off of that feed
Very
that you're
nice.
seeing right there.
Hey,
Okay.
Randall. Good morning, Randall. Nando. Okay.
All
I think I
right.
said good morning to everybody.
Okay, here you go.
That's part of my Spirit and Coffee.
You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, boys and girls, abuelas y abuelitos. We even have some tios and tias, and they all want a Coke. All the way from the Sur Valle, west side of Albuquerque, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome, to her very own show, the infamous Miss Natalie Pena.
Okay, I've never had an introduction like that. Okay, good stuff. I hope it goes well. Great venue. Oh, thank you, Michael. Good morning, Michael. Okay, so Spirit and Coffee. Good morning, everybody. As I always say, Natalie coming to you live, Spirit and Coffee from the studios of Kagan? How do you say it?
Congan.
Congan.
Right, think of it like this, right?
Congan.
Congan.
Con, like a con artist.
Yes,
Congan.
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 Here we go. I got one for you. This will help you remember.
Congan.
Congan man.
No.
No? Okay.
Okay. Kongan. Okay. So as you guys know, I did actually, and Luis doesn't know this, but I'm going to rat on myself right now. I already did my Spirit and Coffee this morning, and I did it because I had a feeling that it wasn't going to go live on my Facebook, and I'm sort of attached. And I do talk about like attachment, having attachment issues to things and what that does to us. But really, I'm looking to grow Spirit and Coffee to benefit more people so that it reaches other people. And so that's kind of why we're doing this pilot. And I want to see what, how, if it works. I know that there's a structure that I have, and part of it is engaging the different people who show up to Spirit and Coffee, being able to say, hello, good morning, how are you? And then also like do my mug and say hi and drink and cake. So it's like, I think every morning sounds the same. Good morning, Natalie coming to you live, Spirit and Coffee. Got my coffee here, and that's kind of how it goes. But today I've been reading the book, the Christ Consciousness, or the Christ Blueprint, 13 Keys to Christ Consciousness, which really, I tell people, it felt like it was my soul on paper, and I just was like, people have to read this. So I got on and I started reading the book. But I asked him to read it, and I'm like, yeah, let's get real. People aren't going to read this. Good morning, Jeff. Good morning, Jason. I'm like, people are going to read this. So I said, you know what? I'm going to read this. I'm going to read it, and then I'm going to interpret how I feel about it. But I also feel like it's time to kind of expand and maybe get information from other people, like how do they feel about spirituality? Because sometimes I'm like way in the ether with things, and people are like, yeah, I get it, but I don't get it. And so to bring it to real life, what does it mean to be in spiritual practice in like real life? To practice it is one thing. Like, it sounds beautiful, right? Like, oh, I'm going to practice love. I'm going to love everybody. And then, you know, the universe tests you, and it's like, so are you going to love the person that just cut you off in traffic? Because I have road rage a little bit sometimes. And I'm like, oh, but I love you, but I don't love you right now. But then you're practicing and you're having compassion and trying to figure out what does it look like in our actual physical life to live spiritual practices and principles. Part of what we talked about yesterday, which is what I wanted to talk to you about as being a guest on my show and supporting me. And by the way, thank you for helping me set this up. I love it. It's so awesome.
Absolutely.
Is you mentioned something, and it's been a common theme in my life, is communication, which I think is really critical. And I think what ends up happening with people and individuals is that they tend to think you should know what I'm saying or understand what I'm saying from my perspective, and you know, it's like whatever I'm saying is the right way, or maybe there's not an opening for an understanding from the other person. But communication is so critical, and really, honestly, I would say probably every problem we have is due to a lack of effective communication between individuals. And so what is effective communication, right? And that's being able to give feedback and receive feedback, right? In a good way. So,
right.
But there's one thing that I'll say, it's, are you open to feedback, right? Asking and making sure that people are open to feedback before you just start spewing out like, oh, you know, I just think you're, a jerk. And by the way, I'm giving you feedback.
By the way, you jerk.
Just accept the feedback that I'm giving you.
Well, you know, and so I think you bring up a very valid point, right? We did have that, and I didn't mean to cut you off at the legs there.
Sure, that's okay.
But you know, really, you know, if we take it and we think about it in a different way, right? Mm-hmm. So you use the word feedback, right? And most times people are not open to feedback.
Sure.
They do not want to hear what is wrong with them, or they don't want to hear constructive criticism.
Sure.
They don't want to learn about how they can better themselves, because ¿qué más quieres? How much more do you want from me? How much better do you expect me to be, right? Mm-hmm. And that's just a conversation that happens within their head. So if you just maybe adjust and you shift that thinking just a little bit,
sure,
right, into the communication realm of this is how the world turns, right?
Sure.
You remember the soap opera?
Yes,
as the world turns.
Absolutely.
It turns by people communicating with each other, right? Now, there's fake communication that happens. Mm-hmm. There's real communication that happens, right? That's entirely up to you on what type of communication you want to have. Because we can go throughout our days, and people do it every single day. They have fake conversations and communications.
So give me an example of what you mean by fake communications.
Well, when they are not 100% honest with themselves in what they're doing and how they operate, mm-hmm. right? We talked about this yesterday as well. People faking the funk,
sure,
right?
Sure.
They are presenting themselves in a certain way to achieve certain things, when the reality is that they are
like fake it till you make it kind
the
of
furthest
thing?
Separated from that thing that they're trying to achieve, right?
Sure. So, because what I hear is, so for me, it's like feedback is first of all, it's a personal responsibility, right? It's like coming from communication of this is how I feel, knowing that there's not this that there's no truth to anything that we're saying. If we saw life as this virtual reality and it's just a game, right, and that it's not real, but that we say, I feel this way because of that. And so when I say effective communication, I'm talking about coming from a place of personal responsibility.
Right.
That's the part I think that people don't necessarily understand, is that they want to place blame and point fingers at people and say, you did this to me, rather than saying, here's how I feel when you do this. Because there's a difference in communication and conversations. You can diffuse something if you're able to give effective communication. Good morning, Peter. Good morning, Andrew. Good morning, Marcella. Good morning, Vanessa. If you're able to do that, right? So in other words, it's like, Luis, are you open to feedback? And you can say yes or no. Now, if a person's not open, don't give them feedback. Then say, okay, if you're ready or when you're ready, please let me know. But if you say yes, I'm going to say, look, Luis, I know that this is not true.
Right.
But my truth tells me, or I feel, when you do this, this is how I feel when you do this. And then say, here's how I feel. And my request is that maybe you don't do that again, or maybe this or that. Do you honor that request? Or is there something else? And then there's a negotiation in between the two of like, yes, I accept those terms, or I don't. Like, hey, Luis, I don't like when you leave the light on. It hurts my eyes, blah, blah, blah. Could you possibly turn off the lights? That's my request. You honor that. You could say yes or no, right? That's on you.
I can tell you, I'm afraid of the dark.
Sure. And then but then again, there's that communication like, okay, well, can we come to a compromise where maybe, now that I know you're afraid of the dark, so later on when you're asleep, I'll turn off the light. Is that okay with you? Or do we get a night light? Or, stuff like that. See, so there's the compromise.
The communication.
Right. Effective communication, though.
Right.
So it's different. But I think most people tend to not know how to take personal responsibility. So they'll say, you turn on the light, you're disrespectful. That's a different conversation. Maybe,
okay,
but
yes.
See, do you see the difference? Because you could be like, but I'm afraid of the dark.
Yes.
But I'm calling you disrespectful. And that's not the truth.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying?
So you're talking about things that maybe things that trigger you, and things that you bitch and complain about are really not the things that you need to be.
Yes, it's the triggers.
Those things are triggering you.
Yes, perfect.
Right?
Yes.
And they're triggering you to act out or complain about a certain thing.
Sure.
And that thing is not what really is bothering you.
It could be something else. Or
10 steps ahead of that.
Think about it. Is there something that you wanted to communicate that's really just kind of triggered you in some way? Something minute. Doesn't have to be big.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So there's, I use the reference of marriage, right? Because that is probably that is the toughest battleground.
Sure.
No, it really is.
I don't know that because I'm not married, but okay, yes, I've heard it a lot.
But really, it is, right? Because that is where you spend your entire lifetime, right?
Okay.
When you enter into a relationship, that becomes your life, right?
Sure.
And if you don't have good, open, clear communication, truthful communication,
sure,
things can go sideways pretty quickly, and then you're left sitting there saying, right, well, you're my wife. You should know these things about me, or you should be able to read my mind. You should know that if I do this, that means that you should do that. You should know these things because you're my wife. But that couldn't be further from the truth, right? And you have to actually communicate, right? And so I've found myself, in certain times where my expectation is that my wife, Rachel, is supposed to just automatically know what I'm thinking or know how something operates because I know how it operates. And she is clueless to what's going on. And in her mind, she's like, oh, my God, this is a train wreck. And in my mind, she's trying to ask me questions, and I'm sitting there trying to defend myself and defend what is going on in my head because I believe it to be legit and true. And so we start boxing, and really all we need to do is just sit down and have a conversation about
That's
it.
correct. See, this is not now. You know the Twilight series. I like to always reference movies because people relate. Do you ever watch Twilight? Probably
Never.
Not. You should watch it. But so Edward Cullen, right? And we have Bella, and Bella. Edward Cullen could read minds, you know. And so, but we can't do that. We're not vampires with these psychic abilities. Although
I could be.
some people can read cues and body language. But some people don't. They don't know. They don't know what's on your mind. And I had a conversation like this weekend in Vegas when I was with friends, that a friend thought, well, you should just automatically know. And I'm like, no, I don't. Like, I really don't. There's certain parts of my life that I don't get, like relationships. I don't get that at all. Like, I'm never going to get it. I never have. I tell people I'm single because I don't even understand it. I don't even begin to understand it. I'm like a baby infant. You've got to walk me through the steps.
Sure.
Right? Like, I don't even know how people get in a relationship. How does that even happen? Like, that's how dumb I am when it comes to this stuff, right? But like other things I'm really, really skilled at and I get really well. And it's kind of like what you were saying earlier. It's like you've got to be able to break it down into steps for people because not everybody understands certain things.
Right.
And we get in the mindset of like, oh, they should know that. They should
Yeah.
totally know that. Like there's certain people, but there are certain people in your life that are like that, right? Where you
Absolutely.
can just like look at them and you're like, I know. And you're like, I know. And we just know.
Yeah.
But then there's other people and you're like, nah, I don't get it. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't get it. So we can't read minds. So being able to take that from the mind into the communication
Right.
to the individual to say, like, this is what's going on.
So it's so funny that we're talking about this because this applies to all areas of life, not just relationships, but it applies to
Everything.
to even to yourself, right?
Yes.
Because a lot of people cannot be or
Yes.
have that honest communications with
Yes.
themselves about things. We make excuses, right?
Oh,
And we don't
we should
have.
bring Coach on here.
I know, and we don't have honest conversations. I do it all the time.
Sure.
You know, I mean, yesterday I did it right because, well, I let things happen, right, and I call it just simply not planning, right, which is a perfect example, right.
Sure.
But I was unwilling to have that real conversation with myself to say, hey, you know what? I know right from wrong. I know what I should be doing and what I shouldn't be doing, and I'm making a decision to not do the things that I'm supposed to be doing. And I'm hiding that under, oh my God, this happened.
Yeah.
Or, oh my God, that happened.
Mhm.
This didn't go according to my plan, or things got shifted because of this, and now I'm not doing the things that I need to be doing.
Yeah, sure. Because that's okay. I love that you bring that point up because that's where it starts is with self. I talk about that all the time. It's all about self, right? Self-awareness. We all have different gifts and talents. Yes, we do, Randall. Thank you. Good morning, Nicole. Good morning, Cecile. Good morning, Joe. Good morning, different people that get on here. If I missed you, I'm sorry. I love you guys. I promise.
Aw, she
I always
loves
say,
you.
good morning, Tim. Yes, I do. But the being honest with ourselves, we always have to bring it back to self. If you can't be honest with yourself, then you're never going to be honest with anybody else. And that's a hard one because it is hard because we want to, it's like we have this projection and there's a word for it in psychology. I don't remember the name, but it's like a projection of who we think we are. And
Sure.
somebody on here might know. If you guys know what that word is, please write it here and I'll say it. But we look at ourselves as this image that we want to be. And then we project ourselves to be that, but really internally we know that we ain't that. And
That
that's-
ain't-
and
that
then
ain't, yeah.
And that's like living out of integrity, right? I call it spiritual integrity, where spirit, mind, and body align into one thing.
Sure.
But we do want to be this thing, but we know that we ain't doing anything to get to that thing. We're not. And this is like with Coach, right? I love to talk about Coach because you and I have gone to the same nutrition coach, and it's like we have this goal, but you know that you have to plan.
Sure.
You absolutely know that. And you're like, I want to lose that weight. I want to get fit. I want to get healthy. And then in our mind, we're like, well, I'm just going to eat a little bit of this.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, but
What
see,
are
that's...
two bites going to do?
Exactly. But see, then you're out of integrity and you have to
Right.
be honest with yourself. And then when you go see Coach, you're like, no, I didn't cheat. And he's like, are you sure? Because the scale's saying this or that, right? So the reality is it's like being honest with ourselves.
Sure.
Okay, yeah, I did cheat.
Right.
I did. I cheated. I this, and it's been very difficult. But once we become honest with ourselves and we say, yeah, we did this, we're not in integrity. Now we can adjust so that we can start to align ourselves in integrity.
Right. Absolutely.
And it's okay. That's why I tell people there's nothing right, wrong, good, or bad about anything. Just be honest. And when we are defending what we want, what we truly believe, I didn't cheat, we're defending it, we get very defensive instead of just being like, look, there's no right, wrong, good, or bad. I'm just asking a question.
Right.
But it's because we defend our own
Well, and you know, and
funny.
we even talked yesterday about taking ideas and concepts and being able to deliver them in bite-sized ways, right?
Sure.
And so we're talking about this right now, and the first thing that hits my mind is, oh my God, right? Mm-hmm. My daughter Aria, she's 5 years old, right? And what do I tell her all the time? Just tell me the truth.
Uh-huh.
You won't be in trouble.
Sure.
But if you tell me the truth, I'll be able to help you.
Sure.
And that's how we got to think about these things in life, right?
Yes.
Is if we just tell the truth, if we are honest with what is happening within us, around us, to us, by us, for us, whatever.
Yes.
Then we can be free of all the BS feelings of inadequacy, of feeling like a fraud.
Yes.
And then guess what? When I go and I tell Coach, hey, man, I effed up. Right. You know what? Here's my log. On this day, man, here's what was going on that day, and I ate this.
Right.
You know what Coach is going to do? He's going to give me a checkup from the neck up, and he's going to say, hey, you know what? Next time that happens and you're feeling that way, call me.
Yes.
Call me so that what? I can coach you.
Support you.
I can support you.
Yes.
I can help you get through that so that you don't make the same mistake.
Yes. Or I can tell you what you can do in place of to help the craving.
Yes.
Here's the thing, another thing. I highly believe in coaching. I believe in life coaching. Any coach. If you don't know how to do something, get a coach, right? And they teach you. That what happens to us as humans is that we kind of go more introverted and we seclude ourselves, and then we hide out when we're going through the actual trying times. Yeah. So when we're eating the donut, we feel guilty, so we just hide out and we don't call.
Are you calling me out?
Coach? No, I don't know. Are you eating donuts? No. You know that I didn't. I'm just going to say this. I didn't cheat once.
No.
Nope. I was so good with Coach, but that's just me. I'm a weirdo. Anyway, I wanted to see. I was like, am I going to get results from this guy? I'm going to follow everything he says. And when I would, I'd be like, no, I didn't cheat. So why is this happening? Good morning, Alejandro. Good morning, Alicia. Good morning, Angela. Good morning, Cecile. Good morning. Okay. So coaching, get back to the subject.
Yes.
I really believe that here's the deal, and I'm really going to say this from my heart, from everything inside me. Whenever you feel like hiding out, that is the time when you call your coach.
Right.
That is the time that because what it does, it spirals us into this depression. And really, the coach is not there to make you wrong for that. They're there to help you through that. They're not there to make you wrong. We only feel wrong because we know that we're out of integrity with our own self. We said we were going to do this. We're out of integrity. So we're going to hide out from the person that's going to hold us accountable.
Right.
We're like, oh, no, don't hold me accountable.
Right.
I don't want to be held accountable. I'm going to get in trouble. Oh, my God. And we run, instead of reaching out and saying, hey, I'll tell you what, when I was first with Coach, I bugged him all the time.
Did you?
And he loved me for it. I was constantly, what about this? What about that? What about this? What about, I probably drove him a little nuts. He said I didn't, but I think I did.
Yeah. He gets this really weird look on his face when we bring you up in conversation.
Does he really?
No, I'm kidding.
He's like, oh, her again. He loves me. Everybody loves me, even the ones that hate me. Then trust me, there's some people that just don't. They're not having it. They're like, stay away from that one. But it's okay. Like I tell everybody, I'm not everybody's cup of coffee or cup of tea, and I don't have to be. I'm my own cup of coffee and my own cup of tea.
And clearly she's not today because she brought her cup half empty.
You know what? I just read a meme. It said, I don't care if the cup's half empty or half full. Is there coffee in it?
Is there coffee
So
in
there
it?
you go. There is. This is not fake. Here.
She's got some coffee in there. So so here's how things are going to work out today. Here's how things are playing out today. So we started off as Spirit and Coffee.
Yes.
Right. We are going to transition ourselves right into the ABQ B2B, the network live stream. Right.
Yes.
And the reason that we're going to do that, and what I had planned on originally was stopping this broadcast and then restarting, right? But because this topic carries over to all parts of life, I think that we can transition the conversation into more of a business conversation now,
Yes, please.
and how communication and truth has a huge impact on your business, right? And even in that, right, we had the conversation yesterday, right? And we're going to kind of take you through a path of discovery, right? And this is perfect for anybody that's out there that has been thinking about going into business, or somebody says, hey, you do this really, really, really great. You ought to go into business, or if you're an entrepreneur and you want to just get the next thing going, right? Of really how to identify if there's an opportunity there, right? And then once you've identified that opportunity, what are the next steps that you take? And really, I think the thing that connects everything together is that communication.
Yes.
And truth.
Yes. Authenticity.
Yes. Well, authenticity, but just truth, right? Because I'll
Tell me the difference. Or
I'll tell you. Well, authenticity, yes, being your true self, right? But as entrepreneurs, we're sometimes classified as dreamers.
Oh, I love that though. That's really truly me.
Dreamers. We have these.
But I am a dreamer.
We got these super huge imaginations, and everything plays out so beautifully and perfectly in our heads.
Doesn't it?
It does. But sometimes we need to get out of the clouds and get down to reality, right?
Where it doesn't look so pretty.
Well, I'm not that it doesn't look so pretty, but just, down to
It doesn't look so pretty.
Down to the brass tacks is what I call it, right? Is, okay, is this legitimate? Is it going to work? How hard am I going to have to hustle?
Right.
And does that hustle benefit me in my current lifestyle?
Sure.
Is the work that I'm going to put in going to match the lifestyle that I want?
Sure.
And that's what you got to ask yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it doesn't. It
No.
doesn't.
No.
It doesn't. I mean, I'll give you a story, right? So, I got a wild story, but I started a business because I was forced to.
Sure.
Right. And I'll just tell you, I back in the day, I got myself into some trouble, and I let anger get the best of me.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that anger, I let it out, and I let it out on somebody, and I ended up getting in trouble.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That'll happen.
And after that, it was very tough for me to, and it still is to this day, very tough for me to go the corporate way or to get a job. Right. So I got frustrated. I got mad. And that happened in my life for a reason, right?
Sure.
But I got mad, and I said, you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to create my own opportunity, because I can't rely on anybody else
Sure.
to give me that opportunity. And so since nobody else is going to give me the opportunity, I'm going to go and create it myself.
Yes.
And do for myself, right? And so what did I do? The one thing that I knew and I loved, music.
Wow. Yes.
I said, okay. I didn't do any market research. I didn't put together a business plan. I decided this is what I'm going to do, right?
Yes.
And it sounded great in my head. I had everything mapped out and lined out,
Sure.
right? I was going to be the next promoter of New Mexico Spanish music in New Mexico.
Yes.
I was going to be
It.
right? There was one other guy in town, and that was it, right? So I was going to be it. I already had the relationships with majority of the bands, right? And so that's what I was going to do, right? Well, when I decided to take the leap and go for it, I learned really quickly, probably in the first 2 hours of me getting on the phones to call people, right, that if I didn't already have existing relationships with the houses, meaning the venues,
Oh. Mm-hmm.
and I didn't already have those contracts in place where I was able to book 4 or 5 venues, 4 to 5 nights a week,
Right.
it wasn't going to make any money for me or those bands.
Right. Right.
Getting them a gig,
Sure.
here and there, great, yeah.
Right.
But
To make
consistent,
it like an actual.
to make it a business, where I
yeah.
can make a
Sure.
living.
Sure.
So I scrambled. I'm like, oh shit, what do I do? I put all my energy into this.
Right.
This is what I wanted to create, and what I lacked to do was really to listen. What does the market need?
It's like what I told you the other day.
Yes. What does the market need?
Yes.
Yes, I know all these different things, all these elements, but what are people buying right now?
Yes.
What are they buying right now?
Yes.
How
Yes.
if my product is these bands,
Right.
right? Who's buying them?
Right.
Who's listening to them? How do I help them be better, get bigger?
Right.
How do I do that, right? So there was a bunch of questions that I did not answer, right? I just thought that I was going to go out and I was going to make $1 million bucks,
Sure.
and that didn't happen.
No.
And so we had to course correct. We had to pivot.
Sure.
We had to change direction.
Yes, and that's a great pivot. I like
Yes.
that. Yes.
We had to do a lot of that. We had to
Sure.
do I would say probably the first 3 to 4 years of Elite Music Productions. We did a ton of that. I even represented an actor that I'm ashamed to say I represented.
Well, I don't want to know what that's about.
But no, and so finally we landed where people were buying.
Sure.
And where was that? Right? Today we are the entertainment company that will provide entertainment for your event. Right?
Oh, good.
Who do I contract with? Well, I contract with
Whoever.
the New Mexico Bowl, the state of New Mexico, Bernalillo County, and guess what I do? I arrange and manage the live music production of their event.
Oh, cool.
Right?
Yeah.
I use their budget.
Yeah.
I make a little bit of money. The bands make some money,
And then you put on a party,
and we put on a party. Yeah,
a show.
yeah.
That's amazing.
But it took a while. It took a while to get there because I didn't listen. I didn't communicate. I wasn't honest with myself.
Yes.
And that's what I mean.
Well, we play
Being
it out in
honest.
our head, like you said. It's
Right.
like this big thing. It's like, I have this idea. I know exactly how it's going to go. There's even a meme. I like talking about memes and stuff. People can relate to that stuff, or whatever it is. Not a meme, whatever. But it shows like the life of an entrepreneur, right?
Oh,
Where
yeah.
It's like we think it's going to be this straight line, and then it's like this and
Hold,
this.
hold on.
and
I got
this.
one for you right here on the.
This is-
I'm going to go and put up a graphic. It's a day in the life of an entrepreneur there, and you can see it there.
The day in the life of an entrepreneur. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. So it's crazy.
Right.
It's not this. It's not. And it's like, yes, I get it. No, I don't. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm like, am I getting it? But we do have people who are actually doing amazing, like actually have a process set up. And that's what I'm looking to do, is that saying that business itself, it like I have a 5-year plan. I'm not saying this needs to happen overnight. I know that there's a buildup, there's a process, and that we have to do little by little by little by little. Yes, I finally saw the graphic. It came up a little delayed, but yes, that's it. It's just like all over the chart. And so the starting point, and even for me, it's like, how do I take what I'm already doing and how do I create something from it that I can make a career, that I can give back to humanity, completely, fully step into my spiritual self and give, because that's what I do.
Right.
That's who I am. That's really authentically me. I am God in action. I tell people that all the time. But how do I manifest that so that I can eat at the end of the day too?
Right. Well, that's the
And-
important part.
Exactly. And so, like there's certain things I've done for free and I will do for free forever because I enjoy doing it.
Right.
But there's this other piece of like, how do I transition into something that's going to develop and go bigger? And so then that's kind of when we talked and you had the perfect idea, and you were telling me, what you thought the process could look like, perhaps. And I think that that's really it. It's the process. How do we build a process that's meaningful, impactful, and it keeps us going? And we were even talking about Coach. We keep talking about Coach. He needs to watch it. So we keep shouting out to Isaac, our nutrition coach. Has a great process set up. He's an amazing entrepreneur. I totally commend him for what he's done. He's built a really good business.
A very successful business.
And
in both regards.
Yeah. And and it's amazing to watch him. And it's, how do we create more of that with people's gifts? Because it truly is his gift. And so I'm like, I have this gift I want to give the world, but I want to eat at the end of the day. And that's kind of, but I want to do God's work always. And for me, that's what it's about. So you said a process.
There are several different processes in place, and I really quickly want to say a quick shout out to Miss Shelley Carney. She says, "Nice shirt, Lulu." We'll talk about this shirt here in a minute.
Hey, what about my shirt?
Maybe she's talking about your shirt.
No, she's not. She said Lulu. Darn it.
She did not say Lulu.
Don't worry. Next time I'm going to come in heels and all snazzy. Okay.
I added in the Lulu part, right? But anyhow, we're talking about processes, right? And there are several different processes that will help you to get things going or get things moving, with wherever you are in your business, right? And I think really before we get to that, the idea, simply put, is the process of identifying if you have a legitimate business,
sure.
Right? Because at the end of the day, you are going to sell a product or a service. Right.
Yes.
And let's just say my product is going to be this phone right here with this silly little round thing on it. Right. That's my product. Right. Well, I need to know, do people want to buy this? Are they already buying this?
That's right. Are they?
Are they already buying this? Right. Is there a market
for it? Yes.
If I decide to start selling this, where are the customers
to buy it? Yes.
Right. Where am I going to find them? Right. I have to know. And if you're looking at an emerging market or industry of some sorts, then you have to be the trial and error guy, the beta tester, the A and B split tester, whatever you want to be. Right. You got to test it out. Right. But if you're going into business in any other arena, there are people who have come before you.
Oh, absolutely.
That have done this.
Sure.
And guess what?
Sure. They've probably done it better than you.
They've probably done it better, but just like coaching, you have to get out and ask.
Yeah.
You have to get out and ask, right?
Sure.
We lack the ability to get out and ask.
Sure. Well, and I will say this because I want to give a shout out to an organization, and if you guys don't know about them, it's called SCORE for people. Good morning, Ignacio. I don't know if you're still on here. Good morning, Janelle. Good morning, Cherry. Good morning, Sean. If you don't know, there's something called SCORE, and they do a mentorship for entrepreneurs who want to do their business. They told me the Lean Startup is a book you should read.
Yes.
Have you read it?
Yes.
And you've heard of it. Okay, good. So they told me that you need to do market research, and so I have done that, which is it's taking the baby steps that I was talking about. So first part of the process is saying, hey, asking the market, and I've already done a survey, and I've gotten responses from my survey, and I'm actually going to meet with my mentor to talk about what that would look like, perhaps. I do know that I want to use a digital platform to support my market, and that I think is important. But you're absolutely right. It's the starting point is, do people want this? Are people going to purchase this? Is it something that the market even cares about?
Right.
Because people will may not buy what you're selling. So you got to know, are they going to buy what you're selling? Right? Because you're going to be like, I have like this water, right? People are buying this water here at this store
right.
because they understand the health benefits. But what if there was no market for it? And
right.
then nobody would buy it, right? It'd just be like, well, we just have much water and now no one's coming.
Well, yeah.
So
It
you
is.
have to
It is a $billion industry.
Sure.
So you know.
just sure. So
But you're right.
but are they buying what you're selling? Are
Right.
they buying the product that you're selling? And if so, who are your targets? And what will they buy?
Right.
And so the questions, and I could tell you just from my own personal experience, there's different ways you can do a questionnaire. I personally did SurveyMonkey.
Yeah.
And then I did a private group, and I sent it to my low-hanging fruit, the people that follow Spirit and Coffee. I said, hey, please take this survey. And then I just kept kind of bugging them to do it.
Right.
They're like, I already took it. I'm like, oh God, I need to bug somebody else. But then they took it, and I got some data. It's probably not enough. I probably need
Sure.
more, but I'm still getting some kind of a result. And then I'll be doing a workshop November 30th in Santa Fe, and I'm going to give out the survey to those individuals who are taking my workshop.
Sure.
So it's just being able to do that. And you're right. It's people are afraid. Maybe they're just afraid to find out what the reality is. Like they have this great idea. They think it's great. And then people are like, nah.
Well, I
don't know.
Here's a really simple way to do it, right? Is whatever your idea is,
Sure.
Go out and start asking people.
Sure.
Hey, if I did ABC, would you buy it?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Would I buy it? Well, if I created this service, would you
purchase it?
Would you purchase it? Would you subscribe?
Sure. Sure.
Well, how? Why? And then you can start having meaningful
Sure.
conversations
Sure.
about what their interest is and what it is that you intend to build or put together or what have you.
Sure.
Right. And that's instant feedback. Right. Now, a lot of people don't want to do that, and here's why. Rejection. Right.
Yep.
But I'll tell you this: it is far better for you to face that rejection early on than spending all your time
Yes.
in building what is in your mind the perfect
And then getting rejected and all
product.
this money's gone. Oh God.
yeah, and you've dropped money into it, and then you take that out and you get out there,
Right.
and everybody's rejecting you left and right, and you're like, oh shit, what did I do?
Right.
Now I have to, right? And I'm telling you this from experience because
Sure.
guess what? Even though
Sure.
I'm telling you this right now, I'm still living in that
Oh, sure.
right now.
Sure. No.
Because I've done that. I've
Sure.
I've taken years and years and years of knowledge that I gathered in the chamber industry and developed a product that in my mind works out great, but I skipped the important step of going out and saying, hey, if I did this, would you, right? And luckily for me, it is a powerful platform that people are going
Sure.
to use, but I skipped that step, right? And I skipped it in the most important place with my wife,
Uh-oh.
right?
Oh,
And that's
yeah.
where we were not having a good, solid communication about
Yeah.
what was happening
Sure.
within, and she didn't understand everything fully, and I was defending my ideas and thoughts because I expected her to understand, right? But then again, I didn't want to
Sure.
face the reality of her asking me questions about things
Sure.
because
What if it failed? Or what if there was rejection? Or what if it wasn't good enough?
that
Yes.
not good enough. I was going to be rejected.
Sure.
All that stuff, right?
And those are the things that I talk about on Spirit and Coffee all the time. So
Right.
my followers from Spirit and Good Morning, Auntie Christine. Good morning, Ryan. Good morning, Janelle. Good morning, Angela. That's reality is that I talk about those things on Spirit and Coffee. The rejection itself, people are afraid of rejection. So if you're starting a company and you're afraid of that rejection, I always say, take that rejection and transmute the energy. What does that mean? That means you shift the energy into self-acceptance, right? It's knowing, it's like yesterday you saw me, I was a hot mess, right? I was all, oh, life, whatever. Wow, cry baby, la la. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with being a la la sissy sometimes. And then, I shouldn't even say la la sissy, it's so not nice. But anyway, and then today I'm like, no, you're a badass. Get up, get your head out of your butt and accept who you are as an individual.
Right.
And it's constant self-acceptance. And trust me, the gym helps me. There's certain practices in place. So if you get rejected, that's the most powerful. People don't realize rejection is one of the most powerful things that we can actually embody. It's the most powerful feeling that we can get from an external resource because it allows us to ignite the internal fire that is self-acceptance. But see, people don't want to do that. They don't learn to accept themselves. They place it on them. Oh, they don't like me, this, that. They get into this pity party instead of saying, no, I get to pull myself back up. I get to accept me for who I am, and I get to stand up tall and be like, yes, I'm ready for today. I am a badass, right? Over and over and over and over and over again. So we accept both, but the rejection is important. It's important, and it's also, I could be a course correction, right? An opportunity to switch into a whole new something different.
Right.
It could be course correction, but rejection is a huge one. And it's cool because my mentor was like, wow, I think you're not afraid of rejection. I'm like, no, I'm not, because I've been rejected so much. Yay, I am the master of rejection.
We already know what it feels like, and we're okay with that feeling. Yeah.
Mind you,
we're numb. We're numb to that feeling.
Well, I'll just tell you, when I grew up, when I was young, right, my friends, we called ourselves the rejects. So there you go. I mean, it started in middle school.
Would that be like the Descendants?
We were Metallica fans. Like, we went to a school with all these gangsters, and we were like the rocker kids. So we called ourselves the rejects because we didn't really fit into the, So it was kind of funny. Good morning, gato.
Gato negro?
Gato malo.
Gato malo. Talking about Metallica fans.
Oh, was Gato?
Right? Yeah, Gato's a Metallica fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
He gets on my spirit and coffee. So he listens. Thank you, Gato, for listening. I don't know. There's people that listen that I've yet to meet in person. Good morning, Omar. How are you?
Villanueva?
No, this is Omar he's from Egypt.
From Egypt?
Yeah, I have followers from around the world.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah. It happened when the trolls showed up. I've had trolls.
I'm not sure exactly what that means. We're not going to go down the rabbit hole.
Okay, fine. Okay, but still. Sorry.
It is a worldwide broadcast.
Okay.
That is.
Put these on my head like this now.
Yeah.
I'm doing a wardrobe change with my hair. There, I did it on camera. You guys like it?
Interesting stuff. Interesting topics. And these things are very important. In terms of business and how you go down the path of entrepreneurship. More importantly, how you have success, right? Because nobody wants to start a business to be a failure. At least last time I checked, they didn't want to. Everybody wants to be successful.
But failure is good too.
Well, no, it is. It is, but what our intent here is to give you some nuggets, give you some things, that you can take with you, on your journey that will help you not make the same mistakes, right?
Absolutely.
Tell me the truth.
What?
You won't be in trouble.
Okay.
I'll help you.
Okay. Wait, tell you.
Right?
Oh, I thought you were
No.
asking me to tell you the truth about something. Oh my God.
I'm not asking you to, but
that was hilarious. I was like, okay, what am I telling you the truth about?
So we talk about that, and it, really at the end of the day, business is different from the way that it was, 10, 20 years ago, right? Business plans are no longer the 50-page booklets that you write and put together, right? Nowadays, they're one sheet, they're one page, right? And simply put, it starts off with the product or the service that you're going to sell or market, right?
Sure.
Once you've identified that there is a customer base for the product or service that you want to sell, now you have to figure out how you're going to deliver that product or service to them, right? Okay,
Sure.
so let's say, for example, let's call it water, right?
Sure.
Let's say you're selling water to people.
Sure.
What is your delivery method,
Yes.
right? Do you have a place for them to come pick up the water? Do you deliver the water to them? What does that look like, right?
Sure.
And how are you going to find those people that are going to buy it,
Sure.
right? So you have to have that process, and I think that is the critical step, right? So in your case, right, we're talking about coaching, right?
Sure.
And the product that you have is...
I have a curriculum I developed.
You've got a curriculum you've developed. It's coaching, and you want to be able to
Workshops.
deliver this electronically.
Yeah, it's workshops, really. It's the
Okay.
curriculum, and it's really a process of like education through this curriculum that's been developed to help people to live their birthright.
Okay, so tell me in plain old English, if I take this course, what is it going to do for me?
It's going to help you live your purpose or dig deeper into what your life's purpose is. So you really truly understanding what it is you're here for and what you want to create in your life.
You mean to tell me that all my 45 years of life that I've lived on this earth, that I've been searching for my purpose, the reason that I'm here, you're going to deliver that to
Do
me
you
in a
know what
course?
your purpose is?
Let's not get into that. Right now. I saw you trying to dig in. We're not going to get in there, but I'm going somewhere with this, right? It's that idea, right?
It's the idea.
Okay, so right there, that is what we're selling. It's not necessarily the course. I mean, it is a course, right?
But it's the idea.
It's the idea, right? Yes. So I see Rocio,
yes.
Hanging out over there, and I tell her, instead of me telling her, hey, I want you to sign up for this program, it's a course that you're going to go through for the next 3 months, and at the end, you're going to come out knowing what your purpose is in life.
Yes.
Right? I'm going to tell her, hey, I know that you struggle on the daily to really understand who you are. Let me show you something, right? Good morning.
Hi.
Oh, we're just saying good things about you. So we got Rocio.
You want to come say hi in the camera?
In the studio, yeah, she's here because
so you have to
yes, absolutely.
So say hi.
Where's she at?
Hi.
Let me do this.
Say hi in there.
Hola, hola, buenos días.
Okay, now we're all out of whack over here, right?
I know. Everything's all whacked out. It's all good.
It is all good.
She looks pretty. So
there you go. Thank you. Look at that. So that show is produced right here at the Alkaline Team Alkaline live stream studios, right? Latinas a otro nivel, and the show is called El Mitotazo. Ooh, juicy stuff. But anyways, that's okay. So we have that, right? So we have this. So now we're going to deliver to them digitally. Sure. Right, so we've got to come up with a platform or the way to do that, right?
Yes.
And we got to test that out and make sure that it works, right? That if we get a subscriber in our program, that we're going to be able to deliver the content to them, where other folks who are not paying customers
yes.
are unable to access it, right? And we're going to deliver, the marketing of that through programs like this, like a podcast.
Yes.
That we get to share some of the ideas that would cause somebody to want to go
yes.
and subscribe,
yes.
right? And all that. So we've got to figure out, that part of it,
yes.
right? The delivery.
The delivery.
The delivery.
I need a mentor to show me the delivery.
The delivery, right? Yes, not the getaway car. Well,
oh God, I know that too well.
you may need a getaway car.
I'm a good driver too.
Are you?
Standard was my first.
Did we take out a 7-Eleven back in high school?
I don't want to talk about what happened in high school. You will never know until I write my book.
Oh, that book is going to come out soon. And mark my words, you will hear the story of the 7-Eleven. Or was it an all subs?
Oh, we just went like this. We used the juice.
The juice, yeah.
Do you know that? No.
You
know movies from Encino Man?
Oh, yeah. So once we have the fulfillment part of it taken care of, right, the delivery method of how we're going to get, whatever our product or service is to the people, then we have to constantly never end our marketing of our business. Never. Like ever. That's
the most important part.
That is the most important part.
And people cut those budgets first, and I never got that.
Right.
I just don't get it. You've got to. They're like, "Oh, we're doing good. Let's cut marketing." I'm like, "Yeah, that's why your numbers are going to fall."
Well, there you go. Right.
You have to
not tracking the right metrics.
Yeah,
right?
You have to. There's just no other way.
You've got to always be getting new customers, and of course, customer service goes a long way, right?
Sure.
But let's just look at, for example, right? Let's say your program, right? Your program has a life cycle.
Sure.
Right. It's not a continuous program. It's not an ongoing program. It's a 12-week course.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
Well, what happens at the end of 12 weeks? Right.
Sure. What's next?
You've got to have more customers.
Sure. And part of it too is one-on-one, but there's this also residual plus this fixed, right? This variable and then fixed part of it where it's
right.
like, yes, the online course it helps because it's flexible, but then there would be this one-on-one workshops.
Right.
But that can't go forever because I'm going to get old eventually and maybe I won't want to do workshops.
Well, okay.
Time.
And there you go, right? That's part of the fulfillment, right? So how can you still deliver that without you actually having to physically be there to deliver it?
Yeah.
Train
somebody else.
Train somebody else or
somebody
create
else
video content that people can can always
go back to refer to.
Right.
Yes.
Do you have any books? Do you have a book with you?
Do I have a book?
Do you have a book with you?
I didn't bring a book with me. I usually have books too, but
The concept of the book, right? So the author of any book
sure,
had the idea of the story
sure,
of the book.
right,
And they could very well go out and tell that story a million times, right? But they decided to put that in print
right.
so that they can continually deliver it
Yeah, over and over and over again.
without actually having to be there.
Yeah, without having to be there.
Right? So it's a simple concept.
Yes, it's true. Just like these videos, like I look from even my online videos. Good morning, Michael. Good morning, Angela. Oh, I think I said good morning to these people. That the videos, they have a life of their own, and they're going to continue to go on and on and on and on and on, no matter what. So I have videos from 3 years ago that keep recycling, and people can rewatch them over and over and over again. I don't have to be there. So really, the reality is I want to impact one person in my entire life, right? If I can impact one person, I'm doing my job. If I can impact myself, I'm doing my job.
Right.
So with that, it's like it can impact more people because the videos are there.
They're there.
It's the same thing.
They're already there.
Right.
Yeah.
So something that can duplicate over and over again.
There you go. I think you already have your path.
I think so too. I think there's a lot of clarity to what we just talked about.
A lot of clarity, right? So it's about coming up with a system, right? A system that works for you, right? And it's very simple. It doesn't have to be an elongated process, right? It doesn't have to have 59 steps to it or anything like that. We've got one of the premier vatos in the house. We're going to bring him in here in just a bit, but it's about a simplified process, right? And once you have your process down and everything is firing and everything works, guess what? You just got to duplicate it.
That's right.
And duplicate it. And guess what? I don't care who you are. I don't care how good you have it.
Right.
You're still going to have to work.
Of course.
You're going to have to work.
Of course.
It does. It's not just.
Yeah, just sit back and relax.
No.
No.
But
that's not even fun. I love working.
Well, yeah, true, right? I mean, for some people, and I mean, don't get me wrong. Yes, absolutely, take advantage of the good that comes with all your hustle, right?
Sure.
Spend time. You have to have an equal balance.
Sure.
You have to have a balance between, yourself. Your body, mind, right? Your family, your business, your relationships. There has to be balance.
Yes, spirit, mind, and body.
Yes,
That's
all that good stuff.
Personal integrity.
Personal and who?
Who dat?
Who?
Who dat?
But so there you go, right? It's very simple. Okay, so the process. I'm gonna break it down for you again, really quickly, right? This is Lulu and Nat's.
Lulu and Nats.
Simplified process for fried chicken.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. We're not having fried chicken, right?
Cane's. That's what Cane's does. My sister said, no, let's just seriously. My sister said, I love Cane's chicken because all they do is make chicken and fries. That's it.
That's it.
Simple.
Simple.
There's not an extensive
no
menu.
There doesn't have to be.
Simple.
So I'll give you this example, right? Or this meme,
Sure.
right? Picture this in meme format.
Yes.
Right? Let's say you go to, and this goes into the marketing thing, but I'll share it with you. But let's say you go into a restaurant, right?
Sure.
And they have 101 items on their menu, right? And you're hungry.
That would be so hard for me.
You're so
I couldn't make
hungry.
a decision.
You're hungry. 101 items, right? Go to that restaurant, right? The restaurant right next door has 4 items on the menu. Which one do you think is more successful?
The 4 items.
The 4 items. Simplified process.
I know, because when I'm hungry, I don't know how to make a choice.
No.
You can't give me 101.
Because you go through the process of, if I make this decision, is that the right decision, or should I have made that decision? And then when you do get whatever it is that you got,
I should have got that.
You're in your mind saying, damn, I should have had that, I should have had that, or I should have got that. Oh, look at theirs. I knew I should have got that.
Instead of just being like, for a decision, this, I'm good.
Right. Tahir, we need donuts.
Natalie
coffee.
needs to write a book.
Natalie needs to write a book. Good morning, Mona Gonzalez.
Good morning.
Okay, here you are, the 4 steps. Identify your product or service. And when I say identify your product or service, what I mean by that is, do you have a market for it? Whatever it is. Are there customers willing to buy, to pay you, to give you their hard-earned money for whatever it is that you want to sell them?
Okay.
Right? Because you are selling
Yes.
them something, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Number 1.
Okay.
Number 2, how are you going to deliver your product and service to them?
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
How are we going to
The
fulfill?
mechanism of delivery.
Yes. How are we going to fulfill what we're selling
Okay. How?
to our customers? Right.
Yes.
3, market.
That was 5.
Market,
No,
market,
that was 10.
market.
You said 3 and then you went to 20.
Market. Yes. Yeah, we said 39.
You said 4 steps and that was like 50.
No. This is 39 steps to to launching your business. Okay. The emphasis is on the market, right? And you can do that a number of different ways, right? Here's a really cool thing about the day and age that we live in, right? We have this really cool thing called social media, right?
What? What's that?
Social media, right? You can get on there and you can market, brand, and promote your business absolutely free. Does it require a little bit of knowledge and technique? Yeah, it does. But guess what? Guess where people live?
On the internet.
They
No,
live on-
then Facebook and
they live-
Instagram and Twitter
Yes.
and Snapchat.
And TikTok.
What's that?
TikTok.
I just heard about TikTok. They're
Yeah.
in trouble.
Are they?
Yeah.
I won't tell.
Okay.
But anyhow, so you got to take advantage of those things. I mean, there's the traditional means of magazines, right? Radio, TV. There's a lot, right? And you have to constantly be making people aware of who you are and what you do and what you have.
Over and over
Always.
and over again.
I can't tell you, right? And it's funny, right? We had the conversation about having communication and people not understanding, right?
Do you know? Check this out. I say the same things over and over on Spirit and Coffee. Okay? But if I went to my viewers and I said, what's the one thing I always say? They probably would know because you have to say. So practice. We're always in but I say it a billion trillion times. I've said it since the beginning.
Right.
You go back to all my videos and guess what I say? Practice. Guess what? Practice.
Right.
Hello, practice. So yeah, constantly. Good morning, Spirit and Coffee. Spirit and Coffee.
Right.
Spirit and Coffee. Spirit and Coffee. Blah 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 blah. So it's in their head.
That
over
is
and
why
over again.
branding is so important. So important.
I need a mug. I'm gonna get mugs that say Spirit and Coffee.
I'm gonna take you right across the way over here,
and then we're gonna sell
and
them.
they're gonna make those mugs for you.
And I'm gonna sell them.
Are you?
Yeah.
Good.
So I'm gonna sell them probably at cost. Like I don't want to make money. I want people
No,
to.
you do want to make money.
I do want to make
Yes.
money, and I'm gonna smile
You
about
do.
it.
Okay, so we skipped a step, right? Whatever
4.
the product that you have, whatever it is, there's a cost associated with it, right? This is your cost, right? Your cost to produce the product or the service. There's a cost.
A cost.
There's a cost associated with
Yes.
that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You need to have a profit margin.
I don't need to do anything. Sorry.
Yes, you do.
Okay, fine.
Otherwise, you're going to be in the same spot, giving away all your stuff because you have a big heart, right? And guess what?
Big hearts don't feed you.
You're going to be at my door.
Asking for water.
Lulu,
Water.
Lulu, can I borrow a couple of beans? and I'm going to be like, I don't even have beans because I don't need them.
No, you're gonna kick me out and be like, figure it out, girlfriend. Go get your money.
But you have to have a profit, at least 50%.
Okay, fine.
At least, right? So if you're gonna make coffee cups, there's a cost associated with that.
Yes.
And you're gonna sell them, right? That's part of your brand.
Look, we have people talking. I love it. Ayana's, yes, simplified process works. Look at, even extremely well-established huge restaurants have simplified their offerings. Practice makes perfect. Good. And Angela, good morning. Changing for your product means you believe in it.
Right.
Charging for your product means you believe in it. Okay,
Well,
fine. I'm gonna
changing
charge
too.
for mugs.
You might need to change up your hairstyle. Your hat.
Okay.
You may need to, based on what you're selling, you may need to put on a nice suit,
Okay.
right?
Sure.
So changing, but charging, yes.
Sure.
Charging.
Charge.
Right?
Okay.
And so that brings me to an announcement that I'm going to make live right now here.
Yes. Okay.
So, you guys, most of you guys know my story. I've been in the chamber industry for the last 7-8 years. I most recently was over at the Albuquerque Hispano Chamber of Commerce. Great place. I was released at the end of April, and I was devastated, right? Because that's what I knew for so long. I knew the chamber industry, and to me, that was my platform where I was able to share who I was or who I thought I was, right? And that was taken away from me, and I got devastated, and I went into a whirlwind of darkness and blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's over with, right? We created the ABQ B2B, the network live stream show, as a means to stay relevant, right? While I was at the Hispano Chamber, we created what we called was the Daily Flash Brief, which was a daily show that we would live stream right from the desk, right from my desk, right? And it was an opportunity to showcase a lot of different things, right? Well, I created, with the help of, JP Espinosa, Orlando Marquez, Tim Baca, Coach B, and all kinds of other people, we created this ABQ B2B, the network, right? To stay relevant and have something to, we like to run our mouths.
Yes, we do. We like to talk. We're the
We like to
talkers of
talk.
the
We
world.
like to run our
talk
mouths,
too
right? But we've always talked about how do we monetize this? How do we bring this into business? How do we, it's great that we're doing this, but we're out here. We're being like Natalie. We're giving away all of our stuff because we have big hearts, right? We're providing everybody an opportunity to get on and talk about and do and all these great things, and I'll say everybody feels good and it's love and all that. Well, through relationships that I've created over the years, and the help of some really good friends, we've created a platform. Right, this is a community marketing platform that sets out to serve the small business community here in Albuquerque. And simply put, what it does, it's a platform that really takes the guesswork out of things. It's a very low barrier to entry. It's a $99 setup and $25 a month. This platform basically does everything for you in terms of helping you market, brand, and promote your business, right? I've been working on that for the last 3 or 4 months and getting it established, getting everything in place and all that. And haven't sold anything or anything like that. Haven't made any money on it and or anything like that at all until now.
Yay!
So this show is going to phase out. The ABQ B2B show is going to phase out. We will operate this show until the end of November. Beginning November, the show is transitioning over to Go ABQ, the live stream show. And in that, we are going to be able to interview those small businesses that we intend to help. We're going to showcase those businesses in a way that they've never been showcased before, and we're going to provide them with the assets that they can use to continually market, brand, and promote their business. So this show is going to transition into that. Now, we may do monthly shows, which are content based in terms of content for entrepreneurs.
I think that'd be great.
And small businesses. But just know that we've got families that we have to support, right? I have a family that I've got to support, and while it feels good to help people out, we still have to earn a living. We still have to pay bills. There's still things that we like to enjoy in life, right?
Sure. We got to pay Coach.
We got to pay Coach. Let me tell you. In fact, I'm going to show you guys some case studies with Coach. Coach is one of our initial users on the platform.
Oh, cool.
One of our case studies, if you will, right?
That's so awesome.
I'm going to be able to show you guys some data on exactly how this platform works so that you can see for yourself that it is a powerful platform, right? And so that is the announcement that we're making, that this show will no longer be, unless we decide to revive it in some other form or fashion. But
sure,
it is transitioning over to Go ABQ. And if you're not familiar with it, you can reach out to me, or check this out. I'm going to create this right now. You guys are going to love this. Hold on.
And if anybody on here was my follower who gets on Go ABQ, you're helping me out. so call Luis and tell him Natalie sent you as a referral.
Absolutely. So here's the deal, right? This is going to be an opportunity for everybody because we want to share. We want to share, in everything, right? And so, excuse me. With this, you can do a couple of different things, right? I'm trying to figure out where I want to go here. With this, we want to share the opportunity with everybody, right? And so we're creating a very robust affiliate marketing program with this, right? And everybody that is part of the platform is automatically an affiliate, and they will begin to earn, for sharing the platform with their friends as well. And we're still working on that as we speak, right? And so that will be soon here. Give me just a quick second. I'm trying to work while we do something, right? Okay. I'm gonna put something on the screen for you guys, right?
I'm like, should I just keep talking? Because that's what we do. I don't think there's ever like silence here.
There's not.
Luis and I could talk probably for all day, every day, and never run out of words, which is
Never.
kind of interesting.
Okay, that didn't work out there. So anyhow, you see it right there. It's supposed to say text go ABQ, right? Let me just fix that for you guys.
Text go ABQ.
Hold on.
Hold on.
I'm
I'm trying to have a soft, smooth voice. I could probably do radio like that. This is Natalie coming to you.
Okay, here we go.
from
Check this out.
studios.
Here we go. All right, there you go. Text go ABQ to 72727. We've got all kinds of amazing things. At the end of the day, for all of you consumers out there, everybody, all you burqueños out there, this is the place that you're going to want to go to get smoking dills from all of our businesses here in the Albuquerque community, right?
By smoking, he means great deals.
Great deals, right? We're not talking about the ganja or anything like that at all.
No.
Or we could be at one point, one day. You never know.
Because the cannabis industry is about to take off. Okay.
It's
anyway.
I saw a post yesterday about a banking institution, local banking institution here in Albuquerque that is making themselves available to that industry. Crazy things are happening in that industry. That's all I'm going to tell you.
Yes.
I'm not going to get into a conversation about that. Just know.
That's our next show.
You need to
I'm inserting myself in the shows.
There you go. But anyhow, text go ABQ to 72727. Go ABQ 72727, and you'll have all the information that you need to know. I'll communicate with you guys. Right? There's my announcement.
Awesome.
What else are we talking about?
Congratulations. I think we're good.
Yeah, we're actually with a combination of both shows. We're at an hour and 16 minutes.
Oh my God.
Which is quite some time.
Well, I usually talk on Spirit and Coffee for 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
So then 30 minutes your show. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's about right.
So it's about right.
We could probably talk for another 5 hours. You talk your ears off.
We do have to pay the bills, so I do want to thank Tim Baca from the Kangen Water Store, which is undergoing a name change here fairly soon. It will be the Hydro Bar.
Ooh, I like it.
The Hydro Bar.
And there's paletas for sale.
And there are you can even get you a alkaline 9.5 alkaline paleta.
And I'm looking to get coffee up in here.
Oh yes.
If we do Spirit and Coffee, I mean, come
Where's
on.
Tim? Where is
Some people
Tim?
come have coffee with me here. No, I'm serious. If I do Spirit and Coffee, then I can have people come have coffee with me and that get them into the store to try the water.
Well, I think that's another collaboration just waiting to happen.
That's right.
So we can talk to different folks. Maybe we can talk to Michael Gonzalez from Cafe Bello all the way over in Rio Rancho.
That'd be great.
Ask me if you'd like to have some sort of a presence at the Hydro Bar.
Ooh, with Spirit and Coffee.
With Spirit and Coffee. You never know.
Awesome.
You never know. Also want to shout out Joe, In Your Home magazine. He's going to be one of our sponsors here for this show here pretty soon.
Yay.
Yay. Great product.
There's a lot of other stuff I'm doing that I'd like to do on your show, perhaps, maybe.
Yeah?
Yeah, we're doing the Southwest magazine, Southwest Style magazine.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's really going to blow up pretty soon here.
Is it?
We're working undercover now. I don't know how much I can share about it.
Share.
With my bestie,
Which one?
Patrick. This is my only bestie.
I thought I was your bestie.
What?
You're like far from it, dude.
No, you can't take Maldonado's spot. Sorry.
Wait a minute. I thought I was his bestie.
Are you?
Wait a minute.
We're gonna
Okay.
have to bring him in.
Here's that dreadful truth conversation.
What?
You ain't nobody's bestie. Me, not you.
Oh. I'm everybody's bestie. Just kidding.
Yeah. Hey, thank you guys for tuning in. I know it's we're having a little bit of fun here with this, but just know that we mean well. If you really do want help with your business and you want to talk to somebody about it, I'd be more than happy to help you out with that. You can reach me directly at 505-688-4122. I will give you an hour of my time for free. Right? I will give you an hour of my time for free. I don't know everything. I don't claim to know everything, but I do know a lot. And I've watched businesses start, grow, scale, grow. I've watched businesses start, fail. I've seen people succeed. I've seen people lose. I can tell you a few things. I
Yeah.
can probably learn from you as well.
Sure. And if you need life coaching, you can contact me on my page as well.
Yes.
Yes.
Where?
And Natalie Pena. I don't have a real
Oh,
page.
look, that's Lulu.
Arlan Vital. Arlan Vital.
Oh, that right there that's on the screen, that is fake. I was showing Natalie how this platform works, and so I just added in a few little things here and there, and one of them was that Lulu, but it is completely fake.
And please follow me on Spirit and Coffee if you guys aren't already on there. And I'm going to be doing this once a week. I'm going to see how it will work out. But I just want to say thank you for helping me with my first Spirit and Coffee podcast live like this. It's really cool.
It wasn't really the first.
Yes, it was.
Because you did one this morning.
But no, I mean like this.
Oh, okay. In the studio.
In a studio.
In the studio.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen. We need one of those voice changers, right?
No, I think you did pretty good. I think you did good.
All right, friends. If you guys are in the area, stop by. It is the Kangen Water Store, 7400 Montgomery Boulevard Northeast, Suite number 19 in beautiful Albuquerque, Nuevo Mexico, 87109, I believe is the zip code out here. Change your water, change your life. If you want to experience hydration at its best, you need to hydrate your body with the best.
That's correct.
Kangen water, 9.5 alkaline water. Don't take my word for it. Come on down here. Tell them you heard about it on the show. They will give you 2 gallons of water for free for you to test out. Try it for yourself. Have that your own experience. Good stuff. Speaking of, I'm still drinking my coffee because I still have some.
I don't. Sadly.
Friends, thank you guys for tuning in. Well, it's time to say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. See you later.